Hello, it's Richard at Richard's Guitars, and this week I want to try and give you an update on where we're going. It's another update video in terms of progress and getting through COVID and going beyond COVID. I think it's important if you're thinking about buying a guitar from us, but just as importantly, if you've made a purchase with us in the past few months and you're still waiting for your guitar. It goes without saying we've been going through unprecedented times, and I think that the COVID is affecting everybody, every manufacturer, and every manufacturer will have its own issues, and then the knock-on effects to the dealers will all be different, I suppose, depending on the brand that you're dealing with. The brands that I sell are brands that I truly recommend based on my passion for finding great guitars. So it's very rare that you'll find a guitar that is mass produced, available in every shop, and is the best. It just doesn't make sense. It just goes against all logic, that something that is fast and easy to produce, that is made in vast volume, is the best as well. Certainly in the guitar world, when you're looking at the physics of how guitars are made and the geometry that's needed, and etc. So the guitars that I recommend are nearly all handmade. So whether it be Doveners, Eastmans, Audens, Furch guitars, these are all reliant very heavily on human beings, and each one of these production processes are being impacted on by COVID. So it's been pretty hellish for everyone involved, whether you're building the guitars or, in our point of view, trying to sell them and recommend them to people. So as a result of that, we've got huge backorder lists. Now, the thing that really upsets me most is when I'm investing so heavily in the most wonderful team, which I'm always talking about, and if anyone's called a shop, you will have experienced it. There isn't a single person that will answer that phone who won't make you feel like the most important person in the world. That's what I believe. And that's because there's an ethos that we put through from me that every single customer that contacts us is the most important person in the world. Now that might sound like it might sound like a cliche or market spin or something, but that's how I feel. I always tell the guys that we're only as good as the very last guitar that we've sold, and tomorrow we may not sell any. And our business relies on the goodwill of our customers and their patience and understanding in tough times. And we want to give back and make sure that all our customers are getting the very best service. So what I'm trying to do right now is plot the way forward, and part of that plotting forward is updating you here on YouTube World and making sure you know what our plans are, what our sort of direction is. Okay, so one of the things that hurts me most is when a customer says they've not been updated and they've not been in the loop. During COVID, this has been extraordinary in terms of the volume of customers we've had and the amount of people that are currently waiting for guitars to be built. So how do you provide every one of those people with constant updates? And in reality, it's just not possible. But we can put things in place to make you aware of, or to make you feel, to make you know that you're not being ignored. First of all, we are going to be looking at some pretty strict systems for timeframes, estimated ETAs that we've given the customers, so that when we get to the end of that ETA, if there has been a delay, then naturally we're contacting you rather than you chasing us. So we're putting that in place. It might sound obvious, but believe me, it's not easy when you're dealing with the volume of, because it's not just updating you when there's a delay, it's, well, okay, why is there a delay? How long is it going to be now? And how often are you going to update me from here? It all gets very tricky to honor your promises. So I don't want to sit here saying stuff that we can't do, but I want to give you an overview of what I'm trying to do. So ETAs and making sure that we are being proactive at updating you if or when a COVID probably related issue is struck and it's causing further delays to an order. So that's one thing. Simple, but we're going to make it happen. Another thing that's important is when you have been given an ETA, you are always welcome to contact us. And this is what I would like people to do, but not completely take advantage of it. I welcome a phone call or an email contact. I always recommend a direct call when we're overwhelmed and dealing with so many things on tickets. It's very difficult to manage sometimes the volume of tickets. But we're here, and we have phone lines that are open from 10 o'clock in the morning till 4 o'clock in the evening. And those phone lines are open, and you will always be, again, treated with absolute, like the king that you are, king or queen that you are. And we'll deal with you and get you sorted out and give you the update that you need. And so it's kind of, when someone says, I have to keep chasing you, I want to reframe it and just say, yes, the door is open. We're welcoming you to contact us so we can give you that update. And I don't think that's unfair for us to put it that way, for me to frame it that way. I don't think kind of chasing us for an update is necessarily a problem, as long as we give you the update when you want it. And again, because of COVID, sometimes it'll be possible. Sometimes it's really hard to get an update from a small builder when they're having their own problems. So, but you know, we'll do everything in our power to give you the update. I just want you to know the intent is there, and we are here to help you. So that's something else that we're doing. I'm finding that the provision of interest-free finance. This is a weird one, and I just think it's creating, or has created over time, more problems than it's worth. About 20% of our customers take interest-free finance. I'm pretty sure that 20%, at least half of that 20%, I'm pretty sure are only taking it because it's there. It's kind of shoved under your nose, and you take it. Now, that interest-free finance alone can cause all sorts of problems. So let's say, for example, a customer wants to buy a guitar on finance. We don't apply for the finance until they've obviously chosen their guitar. So we might buy 2 or 3 guitars in, or we reserve 2 guitars, and then we have to wait 3 months for another guitar to come in. And finally the guitars are all here. Customer then chooses the guitar, and then the finance doesn't go through. So that's obviously a complete nightmare for everyone. And imagine the resources it takes to reserve guitars, hold them by, then the finance doesn't go through. So sadly, this is becoming quite a problem for us. Also, sometimes people take out the automated finance online to find that they haven't checked stock, the guitar's not available, the guitar's got to be built, they're paying off the finance, then get upset that they're paying for finance. We don't get paid until it's delivered, but they're paying for the finance because they've taken out the finance. And it causes animosity and unnecessary sort of angst between everyone. So the decision I've made is, and I want some feedback on this from yourself. Tell me what you think, because I'm hoping I'm making the right decision here. Rather than being a provider of finance, our website from soon, I'm putting it in place. Our website will give those that require finance access to a portal where they can get provided finance from leading banks, online banks. And you'll be able to look through and find the best deals and get loans over a year, 2 years, 3 years, up to 7 years. So the fact that you can, with us, it was 12 months interest free, whereas now you can pay over up to 7 years. There is interest on the loan, but I think that for many people who are trying to economize sort of budgeting, I think having interest on a loan but being able to spread it over 3 years for some people is better than forcing them to pay it over 12 months. So it swings and roundabouts, but it's 20% of our business, and to be honest, we've just got to focus on our core customers that we know that we can help, and you know, I think that sounds fair, and it's definitely going to free us up with it's going to improve our relationship with our customers. There's going to be less angst with customers, less misunderstandings, and anyone who's dealing with us, we know is coming to us, they've got the means to pay, and we can move forward and focus on our relationship rather than the interest-free finance that is a bit of a pain. But tell me what you think. Tell me whether maybe you've bought a guitar from me on interest-free finance, or maybe you were thinking about buying a guitar from me and you're now not going to do it because we don't provide interest-free. The interest-free finance is in the background. You know, it's kind of there that I can pull it back out the bag, but it certainly won't be kind of thrown in your face. I would rather you try and get some lending sorted out with our the providers that we're giving you access to. But as always, you just have to ring me and talk to me, or ring the guys and John and Ricky and Sophie. Have a chat with them and tell us what your circumstances are, so we can work around you rather than us calling all the shots. We'll work around you. That's what we want to do. We want to build relationships, not break them down with admin issues and technical problems and delays and God knows what else. So that's another little thing. So tell me what you think of that. What else is there to tell you? Another thing that I'm probably going to do, and again, I really need your feedback, so please tell me what you think. One of the things that we currently do is I always try and be as absolutely flexible as possible with showroom visits, non-committal, clearly non-committal, and the same with getting guitars in for people to try. We're always doing it, getting guitars in for people to try. And what I'm finding out is because of the vast, just literally the vast volume of stuff that's problematic getting hold of, what we're doing is this stuff is taking a long time to get hold of sometimes. And then by the time we've got it, the customer's saying, "Oh no, I've bought a guitar somewhere else," and they haven't even bothered telling us, which is a bit sad. But they feel that they've not been informed. You see, it just this whole negative cycle occurs. We do something out of goodwill. We don't take a deposit. By the time the guitar arrives, they've buggered off and bought it somewhere else, and they got it in stock. And because there was no deposit paid, they haven't even bothered telling us. Which is, it's kind of like, you got to get that balance in life, haven't you, between being kind and trying to be helpful and a little bit of committal or a little bit of understanding or respect from the other side as well. So I'm not going heavy on this, but I might start taking some deposits for, which I know might sound obvious, but we might start taking deposits. I'm going to talk to the guys, but again, give me your feedback. Maybe you've made a purchase in the past that you only made with us because there was absolutely no committal whatsoever. I kind of like the idea of doing a voucher. We've got these showroom vouchers. So we've got a showroom voucher where you can then invest in the voucher and then spend it at any time. So I might do that. That one's £250, which may or may not be a bit heavy to lay on someone when they're looking at buying a guitar. But let's say it's £100. So we might have a £100 showroom voucher that you purchase that is currently being used as a deposit to 2 or 3 guitars you want to try in the shop. But if you decide that you no longer want to try those 2 or 3 guitars, you've got the benefit of that. You've still got the £100 voucher that you can use on something else. So tell me what you think about that idea as well. Over this kind of next couple of weeks, we're going through every single customer that's got a back order. That might be you. If you've got an order on our system, we're going to be contacting you, calling every single customer. Do you still want this guitar? Are you still with us? Have you bought it from somewhere else? Completely tidying up our entire back orders list. Because my desire is just to be absolutely building relationships with every person that makes a purchase. And now that things are a little bit more sane and we've got more resources in place, we can get back to what we were before COVID and be the best and be, not just the best with the setups and the aftercare, but with the nuts and bolts of the process through buying the guitar as well. Get that personal, because all the guys are so lovely, and all I want you to do is chat to them because everyone's nice. It's getting darker and darker in this room. Oh no, I'm worried that you can't see me. It's just gone really, really dark outside, so it was normal light and now it's gone really thundery, so I don't want to edit this video. So I'm sorry it's all so dark. Okay, there's a bunch of stuff I said there, and I'll kind of put some time stamps in to talk about what we're doing and how we're doing it. I've probably forgotten something, but I just want to say hello, give you an update, and hopefully see you soon if we haven't seen you already. Okay, cheers then. Bye-bye. Bye.